bottom, we call it a column or a pillar, many tens of thousands of years old in all likelihood. And then this one here, we think is about 200,000 years old, so roughly the oldest thing in the cave. Just to finish off, although this is all very ancient compared to a human life, the actual cave is much older, 5 million years, we think. And the actual limestone, although the feature remains, the Buddha aspect just disappears. So it is an actual feature, it just looks that way from this point. And then everybody's favourite, if you guys the cave, those are original bones from this 50,000-year-old skeleton of an extinct kangaroo. Right up in the front. This is all crystal material all the way through here. It's just that it wears it on its sleeve here as well. Now, today is a really good time to be here. We don't have many more days until some serious rains come. When the rains come, the water covers the feature, just a very, very thin film of water. That's good for it. It keeps it fresh, it grows it, but it stops sparkling. But at this time, when we've had a long stretch of dry weather, it sparkles better than I've ever really seen it. And up here as well, all through there, you'll see all that beautiful sparkling material. Again, when the winter comes, that gets covered in a film of water and it stops sparkling, so it's a good time to be here. Okay, although this is very beautiful, I don't want to take away.
It's too long. Hello.
Right, hello, how you going?
Good, how are you?
Thank you.
Have a check. Hello.
About 100 metres down, and as soon as it opens out, a bigger paper. It's not there, where it's not, you see it. So if I can just set you down, go first.
Maybe Timberland. Okay.
How many meters it is going down?
At the bottom point, we're about 80 metres.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's alright. push the egg but right.
Guys, time for moving, not
Buddy.
time for photos. Don't mind. Excellent, thank you.
نلوفهين اوكي اوكي Lager als je een auto rijdt, niet zo meer.
Sarmar ehtiyat git ha? چیزایی که نیه اینجا That's too long. बरे.
Is that everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, so we have to move a bit quicker time. We do have to keep moving a little bit. There's one slow person we might put towards the back, and then everybody else just make sure that we do move through and concentrate perhaps on not taking videos or photos. But if I can just have 2 minutes of quiet, I'd like to basically give you a rundown of what we're looking at here, what all these features are, how they're made, what they're made of. There are two, gotta be quiet. We have two major ingredients. One is that this cave is made out of limestone. So that's all limestone through there. Limestone is always laid down under oceans. It's made out of the bodies, the shells, skeletons of little sea creatures. It's very high in calcium and it's also quite soft and easily dissolved. The next ingredient is that rainwater always, naturally, is a little bit acidic. So it picks up a bit of carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere. It's quite natural. It's a very, very weak acid, but enough to dissolve some of the limestone. And that's what's happening here. As the rainwater drips through the soil and then through the rock, it dissolves out a little bit of that limestone, and then it lays it down in various patterns and shapes throughout the cave. We call it calcite, calcium carbonate. You might think of it as reconstituted limestone. It's all pretty much the same stuff. So, two major types of feature, one a dripstone, the other one's a flowstone. Dripstone, as the name suggests, comes dripping out of the roof, leaves behind a little bit of calcium every time it drips, and it slowly forms these stalactites pointing down. And then as it splashes down, it builds up these stalagmites pointing up. And then this flowstone is formed by all of this calcium-rich material in the font here, this calcium-rich water coming over the front of the feature and laying that calcium down a little bit as it goes. In terms of age, just very quickly, the little white ones, the thin white ones pointing downwards, we call straws. Those grow at a rate of 1 centimetre per 100 years. So if you can see maybe 10 centimetres, you're looking at about 1,000 years of development. These features through here much, much older, thousands, tens of thousands of years. When the stalactite meets the stalagmite, it goes all the way from the top to the bottom. We call it a column or a pillar, tens of thousands of years old in likelihood. And then this one here we think is about 200,000 years old. So roughly the oldest thing in the cave. Just to finish off, although this is all very ancient compared to a human life, the actual cave is much older, 5 million years we think. And the actual the limestone itself, something getting close to about 400 million years old. Alright, so that's basically the story. All pretty much the same stuff, that limestone being dissolved out by rainwater and being laid down. It just comes out in different shapes, the way the water flows. And yeah, everything we see in the tool will be the same stuff. Any questions?
Sea creatures coming here when it is a cave and there is no water here.
Isn't used for any purpose really, apart from maybe getting some services through that sort of thing. Yeah. All right. So if we just come around this side, the best place to see is from here. Go, all the way down. So crawl into that tunnel, and then crawl all the way along. It's only 250 metres, and you'll get building it out. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Tack så mycket.
Alrighty, so across the chamber of the cave, we know that the cave doesn't flood. You get a bit of rainwater dripping in, sometimes the bathysphere gets full of water and even start to flow a little bit. That's the extent of it. Alright. That's what I'll say about this cave here. Obviously, it's the question is, what is this and why does it sparkle? The answer is it's all the same stuff. It's just that when the water hits this feature here, it forms a very thin veneer over the top of the material. It starts to evaporate, the crystals get a little bit larger in the material and the crystals are right up at the front. This is all crystal material all the way through here. It's just that it wears it on its sleeve here as well. Now, today is a really good time to be here. We don't have many more days until some serious rains come. When the rains come, the water covers the feature, just in a very, very thin film of water. That's good for it. It keeps it fresh, it grows it, but it stops sparkling. But at this time, when we've had a long stretch of dry weather, it sparkles better than I've ever really seen it. And up here as well, all through there, you'll see all that beautiful sparkling material. Again, when the winter comes, that gets covered in a film of water and it stops sparkling. So it's a good time to be here. Okay. Although this is very beautiful, I don't want to take away from these other features of the cave. Right through there, you'll see just an amazing array of really ancient features. A lot of columns and pillars. That waxy one at the back there could be 100,000 years old. These straws up here, much longer than the ones we were looking at. They could be 50 centimetres long, 5,000 years of development. And all of this is really good evidence for the fact that these caves, although they were formed by big floods of water millions of years ago, they don't flood anymore. Because if a big flood came through, those straws
Hem tester var bacım. Az digro ziyad pas namnek. ما تعرف بينا القرقرة برو
chamber, which means that all of these rocks here, and you come up through the basically a rock slide on those stairs, has ripped away from the roof at some early point and basically gone shooting down the slope and opened up this big cathedral-sized chamber, which is easily the biggest in it's easily the biggest we have in the chambers which are open for tourists at the moment. So just a few of the features. This guy here we sometimes call the cupcake. This looks a bit like a cupcake with some drizzle and some waxy candles. Over here, this long strip, we sometimes call that upside down Manhattan. Just like the New York City skyline. Right at the top here is one of my favourites. We call that one the Little Buddha, you can see there. In meditation position, facing away with a robe thrown over his shoulder. I used to think that might actually be a sculpture, but if you do go around the other side of the platform, you'll see that although the feature remains, the Buddha aspect just disappears. So it is an actual feature, it just looks that way from this point. And then everybody's favourite, if you
There, kangaroo. Oh, it's kangaroo. Crystal, you can see the crystal material. And also if you have a close look, you might see there are little bits and flecks where you can start hitting it with a little rock hammer and start breaking it off. Main difference between this and let's say quartz, it's quite light quartz, it's heavy like quartz, it looks a bit like it, but it's genuinely a sedimentary material and much more easy to break apart and fracture. Alright, now this kangaroo guy over here, on the other side of the cave, those are original bones from this 50,000-year-old skeleton of an extinct kangaroo, so kind of cool to walk past and have a look at. Alright, so we're basically about to exit the cave. I'd like to show you a few things. Firstly, we'll just go past these bones and have a proper look. I'll show you what we call a root sickle, which is a tree root which has come into the cave. Finally. The end. It was like 40 minutes walk.
I think the weather might be clearing up, which is a good thing. If you want to go back to the cave entrance, some cars there or some gears there, down this way. This way I'll get you to the centre of the campground. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tour. And